What is happening, everybody? Welcome to today's video. So I'm a little bit out of breath because I just finished doing some intervals on the ski erg.
Ooh, you're hard, showing off.
So I did 5 rounds, 500 meters with a 1 minute rest. And then in between, during the 1 minute rest, I did 20 repetitions of calf raises. So raising the toes to target the front of the calf, and then straight into raising the heel to target the back of the calves. So alternating, kind of like supersetting, kind of like if you're doing biceps and triceps or quads and hamstrings back to back, similar sort of thing, like opposing muscles. So 5 rounds of that, 500 meters with a 1 minute rest in between, and doing that in the rest, and I'm pooped. So that was just tonight's workout. So kind of on days where I'm too busy to potentially get in a full workout or feeling a bit tired. So I've actually done 2 strength training workouts past 2 days in a row. So it actually kind of works out on a bit of a rest day from strength training. I like to try and throw in some sort of longer based cardio. And because I didn't manage to get out and take the dogs on a huge walk today, then that's why I threw that in this evening while Katie's kind of getting the kids ready for bed, and I've just finished with my last client for the evening. So what I wanted to talk about in today's video though was post-pregnancy training.
Hi y'all, I'm Pamela Pupkin, and you're about to do Pamela Pupkin's pregnancy workout. Now, if you're an expecting mother, this is the perfect workout for you. If you're not an expecting mother and you just have some weird pregnancy fetish, I'd appreciate it if you keep scrolling. Squat. It's really important to have strong pelvic floor muscles. It helps with a nice healthy delivery. Oops. Did you hear that?
Okay, working out post having a baby. So we're talking about whether you've had a C-section, a normal birth. When I say like normal birth, I mean you've just carried the baby and then just had like a vaginal birth. Okay, let's go there. Let's use that terminology. So that's what I kind of class as like a normal birth. So like no complications or anything like that. But in general, after having a baby anyway, unless you've had some sort of major complications, tons of aftercare for whatever reason, then this information is for you, okay? Because most women, after you've had a baby, you kind of can't wait to get back to dropping that extra baby weight that you've gained over those 9 months. Maybe you sat around too much, eating, on the sofa, kind of that taking your feet off, putting your feet up, which, well deserved. You're carrying a baby. I'm pretty sure it's probably hard work, particularly as it gets bigger, and particularly if it's your 2nd, 3rd, 4th, or whatever it may be. The babies are probably getting bigger and your body's getting more tired. So you deserve to have that rest. But typically, because over that time, women tend to gain a little bit of extra weight. And most women, once they've had the baby, if they're thinking about getting back into exercise of any form, the first thing they're thinking about doing is, how am I going to get back into exercise and drop these extra baby pounds that I've gained over the last 9 months, okay? And maybe your husband's gained some too. Maybe he, a lot of men tend to typically join in on the, let's sit around and eat, and both kind of gain loads of weight together. But this is aimed more specifically at the mum, okay? They carried the baby, they went through all this stuff. This is aimed at them. So because of that goal, most of you are going to want to kind of get back out to running or whatever's easily accessible. Now you've got a small baby at home, it might be, doing your HIIT training at home, you following YouTube videos. Signing up to somebody's like program of 20-minute, 30-minute jumping around your living room and all that kind of stuff. Or maybe you're just someone that's always been into weight training of some sort and you want to get back down the gym, lifting some weights again. Or maybe you want to get back into a sport that you used to play, any sport, football, netball, rugby, whatever it may be. But you just want to dive back into those things because you're thinking, I want to drop that extra baby weight that I gained. Which is awesome, and like you deserve to to want to be able to do whatever the hell you want to be able to do. But first of all, you need to get your body in the right condition to be able to go out for the run, to be able to take part in those classes, to be able to go to your spin classes, or to be able to go play that sport or whatever it may be. And this is the critical thing that people miss out. And this is where I think that maybe, you know, particularly in the UK, maybe other countries are different, is that women are kind of let down. I think there needs to be more aftercare for this particular thing, you know, after C-sections and things like that. My wife's had 2 C-sections and 1 natural birth. And the aftercare, like after the C-section is okay, it's all about the scarring and all that kind of stuff. But this is more getting your core strength back, okay? You've carried a baby, your belly has grown, everything on the inside has moved around, your abdominals have come apart to make room for this baby. And then you're just expected to just go off and go back to normal and not have any aftercare or support. Now, this might not even be in the forefront of your mind. But then as time goes by and you don't do anything about that, your lower back starts to hurt more. Maybe you go on to have more kids and then your lower back starts hurting more carrying those second and third children than it did during the first pregnancy, because you haven't been given the right information or the help to get your body back to as good as it could be sort of pre-baby, okay? And what you need to do before you dive into thinking about how you're going to burn loads of calories and blast away all that extra body fat that you've gained from being pregnant, what you need to focus on is getting a stronger core, so strengthening your abdominals. All of this, bearing in mind, after your doctor has given you the go-ahead to get back to exercise. But then what you want to be doing is focusing on strengthening that core and strengthening your glutes as well. So you've got that nice, stable base to then go on to do your running and to take part in all those other things and to go into living everyday life without holding your newborn baby and your lower back absolutely killing you, even when they're like 2, 3, 4 years old, because you've never done anything about strengthening your core post-baby. So stop, hold your horses, don't rush back into all of that high impact stuff. Get your core strength back first of all, and then progress on to that. If losing weight is what you want to try and do, you can do all of that by manipulating your diet. You know, even going out for walks more often, just getting out, moving, walking a little bit more. That's going to kind of help build up that core strength as well. And watching your diet, you know, making sure that you're in a calorie deficit, starting to rein that diet back in a little bit. That's going to be the main factor after having a baby to get back to losing weight. But this is about getting your body back in a healthy position by strengthening your core. And the other thing as well is don't rush back into it. At the end of the day, if the baby's like 3 months old, there's no rush, okay? The first year of a baby's life, a lot changes, a lot happens, not a lot of sleep goes on, and they change an awful lot. So it's not necessarily always the best time to be diving into a diet to all of a sudden try and lose a couple of stone, because you've got a lot of stresses, you're sleep deprived. So actually it's just going to be another stress and another challenge. But you can strengthen your core, strengthen your glutes and all that kind of stuff, whilst maybe not necessarily focusing so much on having a restrictive diet. That's what I want to talk about this evening in today's video. So it's going to be a pretty short one, but it's because I've seen a couple of new clients this week and they're post-baby, and it kind of got my brain ticking about how it's important to focus on these things for long-term health. Because what you don't want to do is be like, I'm going to come back into the gym, I'm going to go out running, I want to shift this extra weight, and then you end up hurting your back because you haven't done the right things first. And then actually you end up having to take even longer off of exercise, and it just puts you further away from your goal. Okay, it also means that you've got back pain whilst trying to bring up a baby, which isn't the most ideal thing. And what I'm probably going to do is I'm going to make a YouTube video on some of the exercises that I'd potentially recommend for women post-baby. So if you want to see that video, comment below, drop this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you guys in the next one.